When we talk about prosperous countries, the USA definitely stands among the top ones. But even besides prosperity and success, the country offers a lot more. For a country that almost stretches over a continent, it's not shy of beautiful landmarks that serve as eye candy for tourists. And if you're planning a trip to the USA, take out your notepads because today we're going to discuss the 10 most beautiful destinations in the USA. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Number 10. Antelope Canyon, Arizona. Located on the Navajo land east of Page, Arizona, is the Antelope Canyon, and it has been around since pretty much the dawn of time. Millions of years of erosion have left it in its current state. The canyon sits 120 feet above the seabed, and trust me, if you go there, it will actually feel like you are on a whole other planet or maybe a portal between two universal dimensions. All areas of the Antelope Canyon are only accessible via guided tour because the site is under the guard of the Navajo Nation. The local Navajo stories are actually where the place gets its name. These stories talk about the pronghorn antelopes which once grazed along the canyon in the wintertime. Antelope is also titled Arizona's most photographed site and is definitely a breathtaking sight. And to add to the thrill of the adventure, there is also a hike. Number 9. Multnomah Falls, Columbia River Gorge, Oregon. If you drive half an hour eastwards of Portland, you get to witness the mesmerizing waterfalls of River Gorge. The one waterfall worth mentioning is Multnomah, which results in a 611-foot fall. Multnomah Falls is the most visited natural recreation site in the Pacific Northwest, with more than 2 million stopping by each year to take in the views. To get to the pinnacle of Multnomah, either you can take a moderate hike with 700 feet of elevation to the top, or a difficult 5.5-mile loop to Wakena Falls with 1,600 feet of elevation gain. Both of them are a great adventure on its own, so you can choose whichever sounds better and have a wonderful experience. Number 8. White Mountains, New Hampshire. If you are among those who love to spend time hiking, exploring, and breathing the air snow-capped mountains offer, this place will literally be a heaven for you. About a quarter of New Hampshire and a small part of western Maine is occupied by these White Mountain ranges. The pinnacle of these peaks is called Mount Washington, boasting an elevation of over 1,900 meters. A lot of entertainment and adventure opportunities are offered by this landmark, and the kind of activities being offered depend upon weather conditions, but no matter when you go, it's definitely worth visiting. You can visit White Mountain National Forest year-round, but the best time of year is late spring to mid-fall. The summer months are warm and also a popular time for hiking and biking. Also, if you go in late September or early October, you can catch the leaves changing color, which is a beautiful sight on its own. Number 7. Crater Lake, Oregon. When we're thinking about breathtaking lakes and water attractions, Canada comes to mind, but even USA doesn't lack them. The Crater Lake of Oregon is no less than anything you might find in Canada. The water surface is so pristine that it pulls a huge number of visitors towards itself. The lake currently is fed by rainwater and snow, but interestingly enough, it was born due to volcanic eruptions. Most of the water in this lake is very cold, but there are areas in which you can swim. Reaching the actual destination is definitely not easy, but when you reach your destination, the mind-blowing sight of calm and beautiful blue water is enough to take away all your tiredness. Apart from water, if you're fascinated by wildlife, you can also get to see black bears in the vicinity of this lake. Number 6. The Grand Canyon, Arizona. The Grand Canyon is one of the most jaw-dropping locations you can find on Earth. Housed by Arizona and drawing more than 5 million tourists each year, this colossal public park, which is portrayed by its stunning and acrobatic canyon, covers a spread of rough territory extending nearly 5,000 square kilometers. The canyon goes as deep as 6,000 feet and as wide as 18 miles. Tourists are regularly bamboozled by the size of the recreation area and its peaceful magnificence. Trust me, this is one of those vacation spots you can never get bored of. Number 5. Old Faithful Geyser, Wyoming. The point of convergence of one of the USA's most notorious public parks is that the Old Faithful Geyser draws a huge number of tourists from all parts of the globe, which is a cone fountain named in 1870. This well-known geothermal miracle ejects each 35 to 120 minutes, shooting fume up to 180 feet in the air. Every emission goes on for almost 2 to 5 minutes. Old Faithful Geyser is not the only mainspring in Yellowstone National Park, yet it stands out because of its consistency and its size. Some greater springs and fountains emit all the more consistently, yet Old Faithful is the biggest now and again ejecting spring. Not only can you take amazing photographs here, but even seeing it feels like a miracle. That's why it's definitely worth mentioning in this list. Number 4. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, Hawaii. For the most part, we have discussed cold and tranquil areas, but now it's time to discuss something a bit more thrilling, a bit more adventurous, and a bit scarier. Hawaii is known as a bouquet of awe-inspiring islands, beaches, and cosmopolitan cities, which makes it one of the best tourist locations in the world without any doubt. But one specific location worth mentioning is the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, which is home to Mauna Loa and is traditionally considered the world's largest volcano. One of 5 volcanoes located on Hawaii's Big Island, this imposing conical structure stands more than 13,000 feet above sea level. Because of the beauty and the thrill, these volcanoes attract a lot of tourists throughout the year. Number 3. Central Park, New York City. If we're talking about the USA, we definitely have to mention the famous Central Park of New York City. This city may be strapped when it comes to wide open spaces, but Central Park always comes in clutch when you need some relaxing time outside. This park is New York's largest urban park and one of the biggest in the world. Designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux, Central Park influenced the development of urban parks nationwide and is widely regarded as a masterpiece of landscape architecture. The Central Park of New York City is not only a historic landmark, but is also a well-known scenic destination. Considering its over 800 acres of lawns, you always have something new to see. This park is also the most visited metropolitan park in the United States, with more than 25 million visitors each year, and one of the most filmed locations in the world. Number 2. Niagara Falls, New York. If you think Niagara Falls are a Canadian landmark, you might be wrong because they also straddle into American land, and there is a city named Niagara Falls in New York State. Around 30 million visitors visit this landmark each year. No wonder it's ranked second on our list of top 10 American destinations. The breathtaking scene of millions of cubic feet of water falling down the mountains per minute is truly a mind-boggling experience. Hiking trails, the best restaurant to dine in, special events, and boating add a lot to your adventure. And you can take a boat tour to experience it all perfectly. Number 1. Skagit Valley Tulip Fields, Washington. Washington is known for its historic landmarks, but it is also not shy of brilliant landmarks. So, for people who love tulips and flowers, the Pacific Northwest's Skagit Valley blooms and looks absolutely gorgeous every spring. The valley spreads over hundreds of acres, and most of the area is occupied by tulip fields. Depending on the weather conditions and soil conditions, tulips typically bloom between March and May. In the valley, you can get a chance to witness long, stretching rows of colorful tulips. Not only the tulips, but the backdrop of the Olympic Mountains is also stunning. Hundreds of people visit this valley when the tulips blossom, and the fields also host multiple festivals. And if you want to experience the best way, the main annual festival takes place in April, and it's worth experiencing. And with that, we come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, press the bell icon so you never miss out on future uploads. And I'll see you all next time. Till then, peace out and have a great day.